All right, good morning. It's Mark and Billy with Mid-Missouri Angling, and it is the 23rd of July, a Tuesday, on a very, very foggy day, high humidity. Temperature is very low right now, 65 degrees, but it's going to warm up into the 80s. We already had an interesting start as we were coming down the launch here at Pahisi. We saw something swimming around in circles, and first we thought it was a duck, and then it looked very light colored, and it's like, no, that's a fish. Billy went out to try to get it, and it took a dive on him. So when I got in the boat, we went back out there, and I got the net and grabbed it, and I thought it was a big bass, and it was not a bass, it was a walleye. I'll show a picture of what we caught. I grabbed it up, got a photo of it, and I weighed it. It was a little over 5.5 pound walleye, but it was dying, so we let him back in the water to do whatever he needed to do to either live or die. And that was interesting. I don't see too many walleye here, especially that size. Pretty big. Anyhow, it's a Tuesday. We're out here trying to do some fishing. Weather is expected to be clear, maybe partly cloudy, winds from the west, 2 to 4 miles an hour. So that part right there isn't going to be too bad. We'll see how the humidity is. As far as the water goes, it's a little stained, not too bad. The temperature is 82.3, and as I checked the information on the Deep Dive app last night, it looked like as far as best areas to fish aren't actually in the glaze. The best areas to fish are up closer to the dam, past the old toll bridge, Highway MM, and then up the Gravolis in coves. Our plan, though, is to fish. We're going to start at Party Cove today. We're not going to fish any of this or the points. We're going to go to Party Cove, and we're going to fish from the beginning of the Party Cove all the way back. There's two separate patterns that Deep Dive recommends, but really when you look at it, the baits are pretty much the same. So the two baits that they recommend are a wacky worm and a whopper plopper. The wacky worm, they recommend green pumpkin, and the whopper plopper was a black. Right now, Billy's up front fishing a popper, and you know, poppers are really good. We had more luck on poppers than we have on whopper ploppers, and he already had a fish roll on it, but it just, he wasn't able to get the hook up on it. So that's what we're going to be fishing, some top water, some wacky worm. And what's that one you got, Billy? You call it the finisher? Mm-hmm. So Billy's got, it's like a little swim bait. It's called the finisher, and we're going to give that a try. It's a light colored one. It looks like, you know, it looks like shad. We'll see how that works. So we'll take a little bit of caution because it's very foggy out there. With the water being 82 degrees and the air temperature being 65 still, creates that fog bank. On a programming note, being that today is Tuesday, tomorrow I will be having surgery on my right knee. I've got a lot of problems in there, and it's going to be right up here at the lake. So I'll be up here tomorrow getting that surgery done. So after that's over, I don't know how bad it will be, how my mobility will be. So it may be a little bit before I'm back on with another video, a fishing video. I may do some how-to videos because I've been working on how we capture our fishing data, and I start off with filling out a spreadsheet like this, and I'll show you a better copy of that. But it shows you know, when we started and the intervals of when we actually catch fish. And that's because oh, by the way, that's how much that walleye weighed. He was 5.65 pounds. Now, I'm going to clear that because I'm not going to do that, but clear. Clear. Oh, there you go. That's how good this works sometimes. There we go. It's clear. So I use this Bubba Pro Series scale. This thing does a great job of weighing the fish and logging it. Now, right now when we fish, we're in competition mode, so we go bag one, bag two. I get bag one, Billy gets bag two, and then we, at the end of the day, you know, we see who's a better fisherman, or who's the luckiest, I should say, because sometimes Billy gets really lucky, right, Billy?
Right.
Yeah. Now we have fun, and Billy was just mentioned that earlier. It's like, you know, we're not out here. You know, it's nice to catch big fish, but we just like catching fish. We just like to go fishing, enjoy the lake, enjoy the outdoors, the nature. We see all kinds of wild things around here: snakes, squirrels belly flopping in the lake, bucks fighting. We've seen all kinds of stuff out here. We just like to have fun, and hopefully you have fun too. You know, come out to the lake if you can, have fun. If you can get on a boat, that's really good, but you can still have fun fishing from the banks. There's a lot of places you can go fish. Well, this thing right here though, it logs every fish. When you weigh the fish, it's connected to my app that I have, and every fish is recorded. The weight of the fish, the time that we caught it, and where we caught it. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't capture the information about size or anything like that. But that you can add later if you capture that information. You just got to write it down somewhere. It's not very easy to do the app at the same time either. I know I used an angler app at one time, and with the angler app, when you caught a fish, you'd ring a little, you hit a little button, and that would cue the app up to take a photo, record the same information, where you caught it, what time you caught it, things like that. But you can take a picture of it, you can get the measurements and put all that information in there too. You can't do that with the Bubba app, and hopefully they may fix that at some point. I've got, I'll be doing a video on actually how all of that works and how you can end up being able to put it into a spreadsheet for your trip for the day and all the information. I also capture what clip the catch was in, because on these GoPros I got one forward facing, this one facing back, and then now I have this chest camera. And the GoPros will constantly record. They record all day long. I record 7 hours of videos on these because I don't use batteries. They won't overheat. This one may overheat because it's on my body. And if it gets up into the 90s, it did stop working for a little while, but I'll just start it back up once it cools down. I mean, it gets hot. But I don't have a battery door or anything on these. I just have it to where I plug the USB cable in. But once I go from this, again, I have a summary sheet that I capture all of the trips. So I transfer this information over to this. And then we can kind of go back and see, you know, how good the day was, what the different areas will yield for that time of the year. You know, we can always go back and use this as a reference. Another thing that I do with this data is I will transfer the keeper information, the fish that were the big fish. I will transfer that into a separate spreadsheet that I import into Google Earth. And I have a Google Earth or Google Maps sheet that has where all of the keepers were caught, when they were caught, how big they were, who caught it, and all of that information. So, I mean, if you're out here getting all this data, you might as well use it and put it to good use. At some point, if we do fish a tournament, you know, we've done minimal numbers of tournaments, but you know, we'll occasionally do the MWR tournament over at the rec area. So anyhow, again, I'm glad you guys are with us. Hope you enjoy the videos. If you have any ideas you'd like to see, you know, make a comment, or information in the description has how you can get a hold of us, and you know, email me or text me. I have a Google Voice, works very good, it's free, and you can send a text and send me your ideas. Be great. So with that, very unusual that Billy has not caught a fish yet. Last time I started, he had 2 fish before he even started recording on the last video. Hope you checked that one out, because that was a pretty good day for Billy. He caught 17 fish. We had pretty good luck around fishing boat docks, and we're not going to probably hit any boat docks today, because there's none in these coves that we're going to hit. We're going to start off at the Party Cove and then go southeast and hit, if we get out of Party Cove. That's a big cove. But if we do get out of there, we'll go hit some coves further to the southeast and see how that works out. But let's get to fishing. I don't like holding spreadsheets. I'd rather hold the fishing rod and hook up a nice bass. So stay tuned for the highlights.
Never break, always fight, never quit.